Hello Libra, welcome to your tarot reading here at the Intuitive Teacup. This will be a general message for Libra Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Please come into the reading with an open heart and an open mind. Take away only what resonates for you and please release the rest. Do trust that your own intuition, do trust your own intuition above all else. It will be able to separate the messages that are meant for you and those that are not. Do remember you're accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. Now let's set the intention to get you some clear, helpful, insightful messages wherever you are at on your spiritual path for Libra. All right, we're doing kind of a unique, different spread, different oracle card reading today, so here we go. All right. So I'm going to read this as past, present, future. Thank you. What you need to release and what you need to embrace. All right. So immediately, it's kind of like you have to get out of the everyday ho-hum rhythm of, or maybe not ho-hum rhythm, but you have to get out of like the rhythm where maybe you've been fixated on money, specifically worries about money. It could be in the past that you were spending frivolously or just putting money towards things that in the long term, they don't really matter. I'm sort of hearing that phrase of like, at what point do you own your stuff versus your stuff owning you because you know you have too much of it? I think that's coming through for you a little bit. There's a couple messages here though. Again, watch out for frivolous spending. I see that coming up more so in your past, but some of you are going through like a major self-transformation and, you know, true to form, being a Venus-ruled sign, there's external beauty too. It's like some inner work that you're going through is starting to show on the outside. I think there's metaphorically like a cleaning or a cleansing, a releasing, an eliminating of things that you don't need. So yes, possessions, but also maybe long-held beliefs or long-held emotions that really were weighing you down and weren't contributing to your happiness. The word experiment is really important. I think you're experimenting with your look. I think you're, and I do mean that kind of in a beauty way. I don't know if you're getting your hair did differently or you're dressing a certain way. It's like, it almost feels kind of Scorpio energy too, where you're going through some sort of major transformation internally, and it is also, you know, showing externally. Not in a superficial way, it's actually quite organic. For some of you, it's almost like rather than adding layers of makeup or clothing, it's like a removing, it's like a shedding of the skin, if that makes sense. You may be leaning into more organic products, organic eating, clean dieting, something like that. I'm hearing like not as much excess, not using as much. It's almost like you're operating by the credo, less is more. Yeah, okay. So then for some of you, there's something about negotiations or terms of agreements. Hold on, let me figure out what this is. Some of you, okay, you may be asking for a greater salary or more pay or a raise or something, and it might be sort of going through a negotiation process. It could be that you are trying to acquire more funds. Maybe you're applying for some sort of loan, or you're going to a financial investor. I mean, yes, it is tax season for some people, so maybe you're seeing, a tax advisor, a tax analyst, however you want to say it. Others of you may be raising funds or gathering funds or searching for someone to finance your business or your idea. I'm almost getting like QVC, what is that? Like Shark Tank, like pitch your product type ideas. I'm not sure if that's going to apply to everyone, right? That's oddly specific, but more or less it's kind of like a general idea of like, there's something that is very signature you that it seems like you could make some money off of. It could be profitable, and it's something kind of innovative and maybe even a little bit ahead of its time, but it also makes things easier. It's what's a better word for that? It's convenient. It's killing two birds with one stone. It's useful. Those are kind of the words that are jumping at me. Some of you may be pursuing a degree in the medical field, or some sort of career where there's a lot of healing involved. Yeah, some of you are like changing banks or changing financiers. It's funny, and like what you're moving away from it's the card of banking, right? There is something about needing to reallocate or reassess your money and the comings and goings, the spending and the savings. It's almost like you're giving yourself a financial rehaul, and you're coming into the new year with new plans on how to make money and how to best support yourself through work and through your career, but also through side hustles, through hobbies, for like passive income, streams of income that you don't necessarily have to work at. Some of you may be looking at like stocks and bonds and investments and stuff like that. Yeah, a lot of you you're meeting with like a financial advisor for something, but I see that going very positively. Some of you are getting involved in, some of you it's just like there's like a clean sweep for your home or your house. Again, like purging things, getting rid of things, washing the walls, painting the walls, making it look beautiful. But it's like simplicity is what makes it elegant. And there's a similar motif or motive for you and how you're presenting. It's almost like you're a rising sign, if that makes any sense. It's like less is more. Simple is elegant. Simple is beautiful. That might even be like a slogan or a logo that you're using. Yeah, some of you, it's like you're backing your own product and it is something aesthetic driven. Like it could be like a hand lotion or mascara or I don't know, something to do with like, what do you call that? Like not braiding, but I'm like eyelashes or eyebrows or I don't know. It could be something with tattoos. It could be a hair salon. It's some sort of aesthetic driven career field. Anyway, that's not for everyone. Moving on. So then what you're being asked to embrace is flowing waters, the river. So some of you, you need to get more connected with earthy energy. You need to get grounded in reality. Again, much more of a focus on your finances. And not to get obsessed or stressed about money, because some of you are coming from a place where it always felt like money was a stressor, like you never had enough of it, you were worried about it. Instead, we're kind of approaching money as a reflection of our value and our self-worth. So when we feel good about ourselves, that's gonna come back to us tenfold in different ways, through people we meet, through opportunities made available to us, but also to money. I think some of you are starting to read more about like our psychological connection to money. What is that book that I like? It's a green flashy cover. It was kind of like a trendy book maybe like 5 or 6 years ago. I'll think of the name of it later. It's a female author and she wrote like how to be awesome at this, and then she did a whole version of like how to be awesome at money or whatever. Anyway, some of you may be reading about the psychology behind spending habits and money. And I also think there's a need to understand that money comes and goes. It's an energy. It's, streams of income. There's a flow. There's something kind of symbolic about the water energy here. So with that, yeah, money is going to come and go, but I also think this is saying you have money coming in down the pipeline. So even if one source of income is stopped or withheld, or I'm hearing the word apprehension, but I don't know why. But yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe you're apprehensive on leaving a job or pursuing another career. I think it's important for you right now to see where you can make money on the side, or again, passive income. That feels very like river, just like it's a stream. It comes and goes. It's easy breezy. You don't have to put a lot of effort into it. It meanders right to you. For some of you, there could be some connection with a water sign, a Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, that could be very lucrative for you in terms of business, creative collaborations, sharing ideas, possibly joint bank account ventures. Again, especially something in the creative arts or visual design or something like that. Some of you may literally be at a job that involves water. I know that's kind of a broad umbrella, but yeah, it's funny for some of you, and I know it's not for all of you, so just hang with me. For the 1 or 2 of you, though, that need the confirmation, there's something to do with like, again, Scorpio stuff like plumbing, or house remodeling, but also something with water like pools or efforts to clean up lakes, oceans, like local bodies of water. It could even be something like working for like, Polar Seltzer or, some sort of water company. Like I'm hearing the word aqua. So that might be in the title of what you do, or you may be connecting with someone who works in some sort of, I don't know how else to say it, guys, like a field related to water. There is some important travel or trip and expedition in your future. Some of you may want to look at prices of flights or something to book in advance so that you can save money. Yeah, there's like a glow up and a glow down. It's like there's a glow up in terms of feeling better about yourself, but not feeling like you need all the bells and whistles to prove it. It's like, it's more about substance. It's like your worth ethic proves how good you are. You don't need to like glamorize it with like, I don't know how else to say it. again, like the visual appeal, the visual aesthetic, you're a Libra. I'm not going to tell you that's not important, but I think you're starting to see through that sometimes that's just a catalyst to get people's attention. And the thing is, I think you bring so much to the table anyway. You're less reliant on those sort of, I'm going to say a little bit like superficial or materialistic things. It's just not as important to you anymore. So some of you are getting a new dog or a new pet. Some of you are doing, again, home renovations, home remodeling, clean sweep. Some of you may win some sort of contest and there may be money attached to it. Yeah, this is like a new exciting chapter where you kind of branch off in an unusual direction. There's a lot of joy and fulfillment and creativity involved, but you also have to be very self-motivated. Some of you need to release your kids. You need to let go of your kids. You need to give them more space to breathe. You need to be less controlling or domineering, it's almost like you need to let them make their own mistakes as much as you love them and want to protect them. There's a need for you to just be like, okay, good luck with that. Like sending them off, knowing that you raised them the best they can. And now it's like, this feels very much like sending a kid off to college vibes. It's not going to be for everyone, but there's a need to release your kid and let them find their own way in the world. Let them make their own mistakes. I think they're going to do right by you, Libra. They're going to do well. You raise them well, but there's a need to allow them some independence. And yeah, I'm hearing the word like suffocate. They might feel a little bit suffocated. Some of you are going to connect with someone who works in the travel industry, and that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with your career, though it could. But for most of you, that's like a romantic fling. You may, like, I'm just going to say, you may hook up with somebody who's from like a random city that you happen to be traveling to, or there's like some sexting, there's some chemistry, there's some romance with someone they're like a pilot or something like that. Interesting. Careful though, because they might be married. Also, something with education and teaching. Some of you may be traveling to attend some concert. I didn't mean to say concert, but that came out. So traveling to attend a concert, but traveling to attend some sort of like seminar or something very concrete that is going to progress and enhance your skills. What is the word I'm trying to say? Not concert. It's like a seminar or I don't know. It's some sort of like teaching instructor type energy. Yeah, some of you, it's like you're switching banks or you're refinancing, something like that. New contracts with money. And you are being asked to release one that isn't serving you, or it's a drain on your income. Cutting ties, severing ties with, again, unnecessary expenses. For some of you, it has to do with like subscriptions to things that you don't use. It's like magazines or book subscriptions or like, those Amazon subscriptions you get involved in or streaming stuff, streaming services. It's like things you don't use or those, what is it, like those like fashion things where they send shoes in your size and like every month you get feed for it or pay, billed for it. But it's like it's not worth it. It's not worth it anymore because you're in a new stage of life. Yeah, opportunities with money are coming in. Again, collaborations, possibly with a water sign or an earth sign. I think there's almost like student energy here where you have a lot to learn, but I think you have the drive and the desire to do it. So I think you're going to have a blast. I think it's going to be fun. And some of you need to hear it's like your mom or your dad would have been very proud of you. Like, it's almost like if they could see you now, they would just be like smiling and just elated that you chose to pursue this thing that you're very passionate about. Now, that's obviously for some of you who you're like your parents aren't around anymore. Others of you, it could go the opposite way. It could be saying that your kids are going to be tremendously proud of you, or grandkids or something like that. There's something about making family proud. All right, let's do Oracle card for Libra. Surrender to the divine, full moon. So I'm actually recording this on the full moon in Leo. So let's see, for my Libra risings, that would be like, is that right? Yeah, 11th house stuff. So again, social groups, social communities, social networking, long-term goals, dreams, and visions. This is sort of like starting to scratch the surface of like a very long endeavor, long chapter, long journey that you're about to embark on, but you're starting to see it with much more clarity now at the full moon. And then be bold, make the first move, cardinal moon. Okay. Let's do another quick spread for you. All right, what else for Libra? Shuffle up again for Libra. What does Libra need to hear? Libra. For Libra. I just heard something about twins or matching things. There's something it's like twinning or identical or like, yeah, a match. Some of you, you're going to give birth to twins, or you're going to meet somebody in your life who is a twin. That could be romantic. That could be a coworker, best friend energy. I'm not sure what that is, but something about twins. Something to do with a Gemini, maybe. All right. Yeah, again, like right smack in the middle of your spread, it has to do with finances. Financial independence might be important to some of you right now, or the opposite, like it's like joint ventures in finance, collaborations. There could be major focuses on inheritance or debts or paying things off. I'm getting like 8th house stuff, with like 8th house in astrology. So for, again, I don't know everybody's placements out there, but for Libra rising, why would that be significant? So let's see, opposite of Libra is Aries. So Taurian stuff would rule some of your 8th house. So again, maybe it's, I don't know, something to do with artistic collaborations with that Venus energy, or something to do with land, property, animals. I don't know what that is. It does feel like in the recent past, you have the moon card and the soul, which to me talks a lot about ancestors and roots and legacy. So again, sort of carrying the torch of a family wish or desire, something like your family always wanted to do, but maybe didn't do it in their time here on earth. It's like you're carrying the torch and doing something that maybe previous generations wouldn't have had the opportunity or the chance to do. And it's a big money thing. So it's either taking a trip of a lifetime, you know, I don't know, Scotland or something like that. It's putting money towards that. Or it's this idea of like, you know, grandma so-and-so would have loved to have started her own bakery and her own business, but you know, like given the time or the whatever, the where she grew up, financial circumstances, she couldn't do that. And so it's almost like, don't get me wrong, it's your wish too, but it's almost like you're making someone else's wish come through. It has to do with like your bloodline, or you may be assisting your children, specifically your daughter may have some sort of entrepreneurial idea, and you may be financially backing her or funding it or helping to do something of the sort. And it does, sales seems to be good right now for you, Libra. A lot of people are messaging you, communicating with you. There's a lot of traffic on your website. There's a lot of foot traffic coming into your store, your shop, whatever it is. There may be an opportunity to be interviewed or have something published or put in the paper. Again, like marketing, people writing about you, your biography being of interest to people, sharing your story, sharing your narrative, sharing how you did it. Reaching a wider audience, a wider network, a wider range of people. Interesting. So moving away from 7th house partners and going, yeah, interesting. It's like going back to the roots, going back to the family, making real the dream, or making a reality the dream that somebody in your family has. I'm not necessarily certain that it's you, but it's almost like you're helping them to achieve their own dreams and their own purpose. There's something really, really cool about that. It may also have to do with the Sagittarius. And then what's interesting is what you're needing to release is 7th house partnerships. So here's what I get from this. For a very select few of you, it could indicate like divorce, but that wouldn't be shocking. That would be something that was a long time coming. For most of you, though, that's not it. It has to do with severing ties with a contract, a financial contract or job that was keeping you held back or keeping you bound. Again, wasn't paying you what you deserved. And so you're severing off connections with some sort of financial strain or some sort of money pit, and you're just like, no more. You're like cutting that off entirely. And it's either making room for something else, or to be honest, it's just, again, it's simplifying it. It's like, I just don't need this. I just don't need the hassle. I just don't have the time. I don't have the income to support that lifestyle anymore. So like, I'm done. For some of you, it's like a gym membership. It's like every year you renew it and you're like, I've been to the gym like 3 times in the last 2 years. Like it's that type of, if I really want to exercise, I'll just do it on my own. You know, I'll go for a walk. I'll go to the park. I'll do this. I'll do yoga, whatever. All right. Anything else regarding love and romance? So some of you in your past may have connected with a Cancer and they want a second chance with you. They're going to be messaging you, or vice versa. You may be reaching out to see what's up with them. It could also involve a Taurus as well. Yeah, so if you are dealing with... Hold on. I think you both have a little bit of anxiety about this because maybe egos got involved or egos got hurt, or somebody presented a little bit, they had like a colder exterior, but you didn't know the depths to which they really felt a connection with you. And so like there's unfinished business there, but I think both of you are being a little bit stubborn and not wanting to be the first one to reach out. But communication is absolutely going to happen. It's going to be blunt. It's going to be truthful. It's going to be transparent. You know, it's going to address the elephant in the room of things that transpired that were not ideal. But ultimately, you are going to get to some sort of, you're going to get some sort of closure or completion. And I think there's going to be the decision: are we in this together? Do we want to revisit this, or is that where it ends? I don't know, for a lot of you, again, it could involve a Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. There's definitely water energy coming through here. Or an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. A lot of you, you're going to have a transformative conversation that allows you to see things from their perspective and vice versa. It's like you're able to communicate in a very real way, and before you were both a little bit shy or timid to actually express how you were really feeling. I think out of nervousness, like you didn't want to say too much, so maybe you were editing yourself. I think the way to approach this is to speak your absolute truth. You're never going to say the wrong thing to the right person. I think there's a relationship here that's going through a major cycle of transformation, but I actually see it being really beautiful. There's something about releasing your child and letting them go off. For some of you, that holds a very deep, heavy message, and I'm not going to get into it, but you'll know what I mean if it's your message. Libra, I've been getting that message for you for years now. There's something about being able to release a child and know that they're in a better place. Yeah, that's a heavy one. That's a heavy one for sure. And I'm not predicting that, right? That's just... Oh, for some of you, your child is getting married, or for some of you, your child is meeting the love of their life or connecting with someone who it's like they're coming to you to be like, oh my God, I met the guy, the girl I think I'm going to marry. It's like you may be being introduced to your child's person. Do you understand what I mean? That's exciting. That's very exciting. And then something about Wheel of Fortune, money coming into the house, putting money into house projects. Your romantic partner, if you have one at this time, may get a large bonus or salary, an increase in salary that also is mutually beneficial to you. Okay. So, a blessing of money, an influx of money that helps fix something that needs to be fixed. Some sort of house project that you've been putting off for a long time because the money just wasn't there. Some of you, there's going to be like, it almost feels like divine timing, like just when you had to replace that thing and you couldn't put a Band-Aid on it any longer. It's like you get the money to fix that. It's like your angel gang, your guardian angels, they're looking out for you. Some of you are going to finally be able to get a new car. If you did go through a divorce, you are going to be able to afford your own apartment, or you're going to find land and property that really meets your needs. And it's going to feel cozy. It's going to feel comfortable. You're not going to be like strapped for cash. Like money will be there, but for some of you, you have to believe it. You have to have faith. You have to have trust, because it's not here now and you don't see it, you're doubting it. But like your prayers are being answered here, especially in the form of money. I have to say it. There could also be like a very wealthy, rich, I'm going to say connection. It doesn't have to be romantic, but again, somebody who finances your business, or someone who is able to help fund that thing or that project or help get it off the ground because they have extra money to throw around and they're willing to, to endorse you in some way. It may or may not be a Sagittarius. Okay, Libra, that's what I got for you. Please like the video. That really does help my channel grow, helps me find a greater audience on YouTube. So leave a comment, leave an emoji. If you're not already, I would invite you to subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell so you can be alerted when I post readings. And if you want more content, you can find me on Instagram and Facebook. I do a select amount of personal readings each month, so reach out to me via email if you do want to book a personal session where the tarot reading is catered more specifically to your energy, your inquiries, your storyline. I'm the Intuitive Teacup, and I will see you soon for more tarot. Bye.